Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing great, fit and fine, doing great with your health and with your studies also. So we are resuming with our English batch of cost accounting. I've been getting lots of requests that sir, why are you not uploading? Please upload the lectures. So I have a message for all of you that we will now be uploading the lectures, but all those who are having the May 2021 attempt, I request them that if they can understand Hindi, they can go for the Hindi batch, right? Hindi English mix lectures. Those are complete in all respects. Nothing to worry about it. Updated as per May 2021, right? So nothing to worry about it. They can go with the Hindi batch. And those who want to cover absolutely in the English, for May 2021, they can go for the fast track batch of English that is available on a mobile app if you want to play on mobile, or you can buy it from the website if you want to play it on the laptop, right? That batch comes with the hard copy of handbooks also. That is a fast track batch that is completely in English, in which you are going to get 100% concept clarity. The fast track batch is available in Hindi also, right? So both the languages are there for the fast track batch. They can go for that, but we'll be uploading this for November 2021 students. For May 21 students, fast track batch or Hindi batch. For November 21 students, nothing to worry about it. They can continue with the YouTube lectures of English only, right? We'll be uploading everything on the YouTube for November 21 students. Okay, right, sir? Okay, so we are resuming now, and you will be getting the lectures almost, I can say, every alternate day, right? Or every 2 days, or maybe some regular days also you might get the lectures. I'll try my best, right? As much as we can cover for May 21, that will be good for us. Okay guys, what we have been discussing about, overheads. So in the overhead costing, what we have covered is, we have covered 2 stages, and now we are moving on to the third stage, right? What is third stage? Third stage is absorption of overheads, right? This is what we have to start the discussion in this lecture. So before we start with the absorption of overheads, we need to understand a few things. We need to revise what we have covered. Only then we'll be able to build the linkage. Okay. What we say, what are overheads? We say, sir, overheads are all the indirect expenses, right? Indirect expenses means all those expenses which cannot be identified in one unit of finished good. Agreed, sir. Clear? But these overheads are to be recovered from customer. These are to be recovered from customer. For recovery, we have to make these overheads identify in one unit of finished goods. They are not directly identifiable in one unit, but we have to make them identify in one unit, right? For that, we say that all the departments in a factory are divided into 2 parts, right? One is production department. Those are directly related with production, and the other one is service department. Now, what are the stages that we have discussed? The stages that we have discussed, we say that this is a factory area divided into 4 parts. Okay. P1, P2. These are the 2 production departments. S1, S2. These are the 2 service departments, right? And here we have the overheads, say 10,000 rupees of overheads. And here we have finished goods, right? Now, what is the purpose? The purpose is to make these overheads of 10,000 identifiable in this finished good, in one unit of finished good, right? But the problem is, there are 4 departments in between. There are 4 walls in between. How to cross this river, how to cross these walls to reach that finished goods? We can't jump from here to here. We have to cross it from here like this, right? For that, you have to follow 3 steps. And what are the 3 steps? The first step is the distribution of overheads between all the departments. Distribution of overheads between all the departments. This we call it as primary distribution, right? This is what we studied about, primary distribution. Then what is the next step, sir? The next step is distribution of service department cost to production department. Service department cost to production department, and this is known as secondary distribution. Secondary distribution. Right? Secondary distribution. Clear? Now, try to understand now. So these two steps are clear. Now what has happened is, sir, all the overheads, these 10,000 overheads, we have accumulated in these two production departments. Agreed? Right? First, distributed between all the departments, then service department overheads we picked up from the service department, distributed in the production department. So that means now all these overheads of 10,000 are there in these two departments. Nothing is there in the service department now, right? Because we have to reach it with the nearest department. Now this production department is directly involved in the production of this finished good, right? That means now these overheads which are lying in the production department, we have to distribute, we have to identify these overheads into the finished good. This process is known as absorption of overheads. This process is known as absorption of overheads, or there is another name for it. We call it as recovery of overheads. Recovery of overheads, right? That means we are absorbing all this cost of production departments into our finished goods. Or why it is called recovery of overheads? That means we are recovering these overheads from the output of that production department, right? So you can write it down that what is absorption? What is absorption? What is absorption? Right? So what is absorption, sir? Absorption is the process of recovery of overheads, process of recovery of overheads from the output, from the finished output of a particular department, finished output of a particular production department. Right? So this is the process of absorption. The absorption is identifying the accumulated cost in the production department. Why I am saying accumulated cost? Because we first distribute the cost between all the department, then from service department pick up and distribute it in the production department. Okay, now the accumulated cost which is lying in the production department, we have to identify that cost in the finished goods. Now, how this identification is done, we have to study that. See, the first thing that you need to understand in this is the absorption is done on the basis of budgeted data, right? What I am writing is absorption of overheads is done on the basis of budgeted data. Sir, what is meant by this budgeted data? Sir, explain this. Why we are doing this? What is this budgeted data, and why this absorption we are saying that it is being done on the basis of budgeted data? We need the explanation for it. Listen to it very carefully. Now, I have told you that electricity bill, right? Electricity's bill is what? An overhead. Electricity bill is an overhead. Do you agree with this? Yes, sir. Right? Because we cannot directly identify the electricity consumed for 1 unit of finished good. So electricity bill is what? Electricity bill is my indirect cost. Agreeable? Yes, sir. Absolutely agreeable. Right? Say, in your home, you have an electricity bill for the month of July, that is, say, rupees 10,000. Right, sir? Right. Now what happened? in the month of August, the month of August has just started, and your father anticipated what? Your father anticipated that because the weather is same in July and August, right? The weather remains the same in July and August, and the same amount of air conditioners or fans will be used, and everything same will be used in the August also as we used in the July. So he anticipated that if the electricity bill in July was 10,000. So at the very beginning of August, he anticipated that the electricity bill for August will also be 10,000 rupees, right? What he did, on the basis of his previous experience, he anticipated that what will be his cost in the August. This previous experience, this becomes my budgeted figure. This becomes my budgeted figure for August, right? So that means he has anticipated this 10,000 on the basis of his previous experience, and we can call that previous experience as my budgeted figure. Now, why he has done that? I'll give you another reason why it is called a budgeted figure. First, tell me why he has anticipated this 10,000. See, electricity bill in any home is one of the major expenses, isn't it? Right? So your father has to plan for expenses at the beginning of the month, isn't it? Just ask your parents that do you plan for the expenses of the month, that this will be this much expenses, this much money we have to keep aside for the month of August for electricity bill, isn't it? Do you agree with me? A lot of people must have seen that in your doing your parents in your home, that they set aside a particular amount of money, that this money will keep for all the expenditures, upcoming expenditures in the month of August, right? And electricity bill is one of them. So what he did, he anticipated, because he wants to keep aside rupees 10,000 as the electricity bill. He wants to know that how much of the expenditure is expected in the month of August, so that he can keep some money aside out of his earnings, right? And that he is doing on the basis of his experience. Now, what he is doing, if he is anticipating this 10,000 rupees, say on 1st of August, right? So that means he's preparing his budget. He's preparing his budget. See, there is a government budget. The government budget comes in the month of February, isn't it? So as a chartered accountant or as a professional, even if you are a CMA or anything, you should know that government presents a budget, right? What is the purpose of the government budget? The government budget is given. We'll study everything in the chapter of budgetary control. Don't worry about it. Just I'm giving you one overview why it is called a budget. The budget says that in the upcoming period, what are going to be our expenditures and what are going to be the revenues, right? In the future. Now, how this future amount is decided? That future amount is decided on the basis of previous experiences. I'll give you quickly a very simple example. You go to one of your seniors and ask them, sir, which teacher is good for this particular subject, right? What your senior will tell you. Why you are asking that senior? Because you want to anticipate your future, that which teacher is going to be the best for my future, right? Your senior says this and this teacher is going to be the best for this subject, right? Now, how can your senior tell you on the basis of his experiences? So experiences are always a learning thing. You learn a lot from your experiences, and this is what your father is doing. He's from his experiences, he's setting aside 10,000 rupees as the electricity bill. Sir, okay, this example we have got it. Now, what is the role of overheads, sir? What is the role of overheads? Why they are being done on the budgeted basis? Say the overheads. As I told you, this electricity bill is a major expense, for any household, right? In a same way, if we talk about overheads, overheads constitutes a major cost, right, for any business, right? So this overhead constitutes a major cost, for a major part of the cost for any business. So the business has to plan that how we are going to handle our overheads, how we are going to pay our overheads which are going to be incurred in the future, right? So that means what we are doing is we are planning for overheads. We are planning for overheads on the basis of past experiences, right? So what we are doing is we are planning for overheads on the basis of past experiences. That is known as absorption of overheads. In simple words, in a layman language, if I say that absorption means nothing, that a business wants to set aside some money for the overheads that are going to be incurred in the future, right? The future overheads may vary, right? If you think that in the July there was 10,000 rupees, in August the bill might come as 11,000 rupees or 10,500 rupees. Even this part, if the actual overheads in the month of August are different, right, then what will happen? We are going to study this in the chapter of overheads only. Under the absorption, we will be studying about a topic known as under absorption and over absorption of overheads, right? After this, we'll be coming to that topic also. So nothing to worry about it. Clear? First, you need to understand that why we are doing it on the budgeted basis. Absorption is being done on the budgeted basis, on the basis of the previous experiences of the business, because it constitutes a major cost for any business. So planning for overheads is very, very important for any of the business, right? They need to plan for the overheads on the basis of the past experiences, right? Clear up till this point? Any doubts? Okay, sir, we have understood up till this point, right? Now the point is how to do this absorption. Now we have understood it, that it is to be done on the budgeted basis, but how to do it on the budgeted basis, right? So there are various methods of absorption. We'll discuss in detail all the methods in the next lecture. We'll start in the next lecture about the absorption, about the methods, but I'll tell you the methods name in this lecture. What are the various methods for absorption of overheads, right? So I'll say methods of overhead absorption. Methods of overhead absorption. Right? So what about the various methods of overhead absorption? Let's see. The first method is rate per unit of output. Rate per unit of output. Sir, what is the meaning of all these methods? We will discuss in detail each and every method, so nothing to worry about it. What is the meaning? What is the logic behind this method? We'll discuss everything, each and everything. So need not worry about it. I'm just explaining, I'm just telling you the name of the methods. What are the various methods that we are going to study in the upcoming lectures, right? Then we have a percentage of direct material cost. See, this part, this absorption part is very, very important, because lot of things in the upcoming chapters will depend upon this topic, right? So you need to understand each and everything very carefully. Now, third is percentage of direct labor cost. Percentage of direct labor cost. Then we have percentage of prime cost. Then fifth method is direct labor hour method. Direct labor hour method, right? And the last part is machine hour rate method. Machine hour rate method, right? So these are the 6 methods that we are going to study for the absorption of overheads. Now, little info about this, that the first 5 methods are very, very, very simple, right? Very simple methods. Okay, no complications, nothing on this. But this machine hour rate, now this is a very, very important method. Why it is very important, sir? Because in the examination, we can expect a single question of 10 marks on this only method, on this machine hour rate method. We can expect a question of 10 marks in the examination, and we have been getting a lot of time a question on the machine hour rate. So this method is very, very, very important, Okay, so we'll be discussing this in detail. Don't worry about it. The machine hour rate method, what is there, how to do the calculations, everything we are going to discuss in detail. We'll be doing the practical problems on it. See, regarding the first five parts, regarding the first five methods, if we talk about the practical part, then I can say one thing, that these five methods you can expect only if you are getting a question on primary and secondary distribution, right? Along with primary and secondary distribution, you can be asked about the absorption from these five methods. Okay. If you are talking about the machine hour rate, then the chances are that you will get a separate question on machine hour rate completely. Complete question on the machine hour rate, and you can expect it for the 10 marks also. And I've got some very good, brilliant questions in my book also on machine hour rate. Some of the questions are really very, very good. Right? So all those, these are the methods which we are going to discuss, and we'll be starting with these methods in the next lecture. In this lecture, just I wanted to give you an overview that what is absorption, how we are going to do the absorption, why it is being done on the budgeted basis, and what are the various methods of absorption that we'll be discussing from the next lecture, right? A very important lecture coming up now. And again, I'll be giving the same message that the English batch students for May 2021, they can go for the fast track batch along with the handbooks. And those who can understand Hindi, they can follow our YouTube lectures of Hindi. Those are absolutely complete and applicable for May 2021 attempt. And all those who want the handbooks, they can get it from the website www.ksjteaching.org. And one more thing, very important for the Hindi batch students who can understand Hindi, guys, the ICI study material course is also available. That is updated as per May 2021 module, because there are some changes being done, changes in terms of the questions addition, right? There are 24 questions which have been added by Institute, and in the ICI study material question discussion series, we are updating it as per May 2021. All the new questions you will get in detailed discussion, each and everything on the point, and all the critical areas where you often commit mistakes, right? Which are the important questions which you have to revise during the exam, during the revision, and which are the very, very important questions which you have to revise during the exam also. So you are going to get a lot of things, lot of inputs from the ICS study material course. That is also available on a mobile app if you want to play it on the mobile, or buy it from the website if you want to play it on the laptop, right? That is a very small investment, but that can really fetch you some good marks. Right? Good marks means 80 plus you can target in costing with YouTube videos, handbooks, and the ICI SM course. That is amazing, right? If you can score 80 marks in costing, you can expect an 80 marks in costing. So you can think of that where you can go for, you can aim for the rank also. Okay. So guys, we are going to continue with the methods of overhead absorption in the next lecture. See you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.